Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. So, this tropical storm has passed. It's a little rough out there, so we're not going way out. But it's good enough for us to go snapper fishing on the patch reefs near shore. A couple weeks before, we were out catching bait. We wanted to keep some bait in our trap, so throughout the rest of the week fishing in the Keys, we'd have some live bait. One of the things we caught were some small minnows. Too small for us to keep in our trap, so we kept them and froze them. I put a little brine on them, and we're using them today to catch snapper. So we're anchored up in about 45 feet of water. We got our chum bag out. We're starting to drift some of those dead little minnows we've got. And we've got ultralight tackle. 10, 12, 15 pound leader, light lines, spinning reels, and we're just slowly drifting our baits back on a tiny little number 8 hook, no weight, just letting it drift back.
And it's going to be a tail. I think it's going to be a keeper too.
First yellowtail?
First yellowtail of the season. We weren't very far behind the boat, right past the where the fluoro was tied off. A little tail. A tail of a tail, right? Well, they're back there. I've been using minnows on those guys. This one? You hit it?
Yeah.
You didn't get, oh man, I had one too.
No, you just hit it.
Had one slam mine too. If I don't get him on that first initial, I just drop it back a little bit more.
I want to check and see if they took my bait.
Oh, okay.
See plenty of ballyhoo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're coming up close. In a little while we'll try to get some.
Yeah, put the hoop out.
You back
I
there?
know.
What's
Figure
that?
we should put one up there. We usually forget.
Tail.
Yeah.
Everything has been yellowtails, hasn't they?
Yeah.
I felt like a mangrove there. Just showing.
Got one.
Yeah. It's kind of, that one kind of bit like a mangrove. That's, you know, that snapping. It's coming up. Another tail.
Hey guys, we're gonna see if we can catch some ballyhoo. We're trolling later. We started off catching yellowtail, and some ballyhoo came up, so I put out the ballyhoop and started catching some of those so we'd have some bait when we troll for mahi and tuna and stuff.
All right, this will be a keeper here. Sweet. Is that about a half a dozen? Yeah, half a dozen. And you know what the deal is with them? Because those are big ones.
Yeah.
Those are wahoo size. Hell, you little turd, you bit me and you pinned me.
Hit you?
Yeah, you bit me around the hand. Yellowtails are kind of staying way back there though, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen the school. Got some yellowtails coming up, coming in the, it's kind of way back. We're letting our lines way out. And that's where we're getting the yellowtail. We got blue runners and ballyhoo right up at the boat. Nothing, sometimes they'll come right up to the back. You'll see like a gray school or a yellow school. I haven't seen that, but or at least we're catching them further back. So if you don't see them, just let your bait way back and probably pick up some there if they're around.
Get any?
Yeah.
Good haul? There you go. Looks better than the last haul there, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Do you think just that floating back there, they get stuck in it or no?
No, I usually I have the line out, or the thing all the way out on its rope, so on to maybe 30 feet. And they seem to be about 20. And then when I see them kind of grouped up, I'll just slowly ease it in, kind of right when it gets to them, then I'll kind of like
pull it fast.
Run up the boat, kind of just start walking back the boat and pulling really fast. And that's what kind of seems to snag them.
Well, they tell you to pull slow, but I don't think that's always the answer, do you?
Well, I pull slow until I get up right to them, and then I'll start bringing it in quick.
Once you get them in there, then you pull fast.
Dang, that thing's running pretty good. You think you got like a...
I don't think it's a yellowtail.
A fish started ripping off a ton of line on my dad's reel. It was pulling pretty good, and it ended up getting down into the reef. It's kind of a good sign that it's probably a grouper or a mutton snapper, at least that's what we thought. If you get a Cero, they'll run, but they don't usually go into the wreck, and they probably cut you off because they got sharp teeth.
I feel like you might have got into something.
Because we're using ultralight tackle, we can't, horse the fish up. We can't put much pressure on them at all. So in this instance, there's not many times we're going to recommend this. But in this case, what we do is we put slack in the line. We just open up the bail and let it go loose. Sometimes we even set the rod in the rod holder and just walk away for a few minutes. Do something else, wait for the line to pick back up. See, the tension gets off the fish relaxes, and he comes out for the chum or just his normal swimming, whatever. So you got your line loose, and all of a sudden when your line starts bending over, you know the fish is out, and you start reeling again.
I don't think I've got any line on him yet.
Hoping it's like a big mutton or something.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, or big.
The way it got down in the bottom,
yeah,
that makes me think. I mean, I don't think grouper, it didn't shake its head enough. It more ran more,
Yeah. Hopefully it seems like a good fish, whatever it is. I think a Cero, I don't think it would have gone for the bottom, and it probably would have cut you off by now.
I wonder if he got into the bottom again.
Is he not moving?
Let me give him a little slack, see if he's on the bottom. Last time I got lucky. Let's see if it works. If I get as lucky this time.
I've had to do that before. I think I had a real ultralight like this, maybe like 17-pound tackle, and I wasn't very deep, so I just kind of let the line go slack, sat in the rod holder, wait a little bit later. All of a sudden you see it come tight, pop the fish up. It was a 19-inch red grouper, 1 inch short of keeping, but still fun to catch.
Did you take a lot of line like that one did, or not? Let it sit there for a minute and see if it comes out.
Yeah. All right, guys, fish came out of the hole a second time, and we got leader. So he is close.
Thought I just seen him down there. Feel like he's coming up now. See the fish down there?
Yeah, he's coming.
You see what it is?
He's close. Oh, mutton.
Big old mutton too, huh?
Oh, wow. Got him. Wow, look at that. That is huge.
There you go. That's unbelievable, ain't it? That's a monster mutton too, right?
Yeah. Could barely get him in the net. Here, grab him on it. Look at that tiny little hook. Barely. Just right down the edge.
Wow, it got into the bottom twice. We talked about it. It might be a big mutton, didn't we?
Ultralight, yeah.
Woo! Good job.
You too. That's the biggest mutton we've ever caught out here. I'd be curious just what he measures. Got that spot.
What we got? 6 almost.
Overall 27.
Wow. That was well worth it right there.
Well, at first when he made that run, I was thinking, I was like, it's probably a Cero. We've had Cero grab on, he's making a hard run, he's gonna pop it soon. He didn't pop it, I was like, well, maybe we got him hooked in the jaw, which we've done before. Yeah, then he went into the wreck. I'm like, oh, the seals don't really do that. So we just let him. He came out, went in the wreck again. We just went slack, set the rod holder down. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but, and then we caught some ballyhoo in the ballyhoop and looked over like, hey, that line's coming tight. And then got back on it, got the leader up, and man, just monster mangrove, or not mangrove,
How that guy
mutton.
How that guy didn't get in and break that line?
Yeah, that's a tiny hook. I mean, that's a number 8 hook, right?
Yep, number 8. What brand is it?
Owner, I believe. That one was. Where's fish on?
You feel bigger than a yellowtail? Which one is
I'm thinking more of a yellowtail, maybe.
Nice one though.
Hopefully, yeah, yellowtail. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a keeper too. Oh, don't let him get it back out there. That's the biggest one yet.
Yeah.
Where's he gonna come in at? Under here?
Yeah. Come under you.
See that one right here? Is that gonna be in the way?
No. I think I'll be okay.
They're tearing that one up, aren't they? I think he's gonna be 12.
There we go. Had a string of bad luck for a minute, but.
You went through several of them, didn't you?
Cleaning mutton snapper is pretty similar to cleaning other fish, okay? A lot of times we'll just fillet the sides of the fish, the meat off the side of the fish. And that's what we're doing today. So it's pretty simple. You can just start with that cut right at an angle at the fish's head, and then start working your way back, running down the main bone that runs down the fish's body. Just keep your knife flat and run down it. One thing with mutton snapper that we learned is they've got a pretty defined rib cage. We thought we could just kind of slice down and go right through it, but it's a pretty tough bone. You actually have to go over that bone. So slice down it, when you get that bone, go over it. Now there's a couple ways you can do it. Once you get that meat sliced off, if you're gonna grill it, I would say leave the skin on it. So just cut it right off the tail. If you don't wanna grill it, you wanna cook it some other way, go ahead and fillet right to the tail, but don't cut it off the tail. Flip it over so it's just laying there. That gives you something to grip. It's still attached to the fish. Now keep your knife flat against the skin and just run down that and cut the meat off. Once you've got that fillet off, cut out any of those rib bones along the side. And then right down the middle, there's also usually some bones. On other fish, there'll be a bloodline, things like that. Go ahead and cut down that and cut out any bones. It's a pretty similar way. You can use this technique on a lot of different fish. It's pretty handy, gets a lot of meat off. Pretty simple to do. So there you go.
All right, guys, heading back in. Had a good day. Good morning on the water. Got a nice mutton.
Big mutton.
Yeah.
My biggest ever.
Yeah, biggest ever I've seen caught on this boat.
But on light tackle too.
Right.
And he got in the bottom, hung up twice.
Yeah, we had to put it in free spool and just let it sit there, and he came out and fought him in. Tiny little number 8 hook, same we're using for yellowtail, which seems tiny even for them.
Right.
So.
And then we had some yellowtails. And
Caught some ballyhoo.
bunch of ballyhoo. It was a good morning, especially after all the bad weather we've had.
Yeah.
Now this ain't picture perfect, but it's definitely doable from what we've had.
Right. Well, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.